The Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi during the last presidential election has urged the Nigerian judiciary to stand on its own away from presidential interference. The former governor of Anambra State made the call at the service held in honor of late Chief Judge Nwakocha Nwoche on Friday, January 19. While describing the late Chief Judge as one whose journey in the legal sphere and Nigerian politics has left an indelible mark, Obi also urged Nigerians to face the current reality and seek ways to change the bad narratives through legal and acceptable means.
And one man who can say the judiciary was working, because maybe now they say it's not working. Why do I say so? I got a judgment to become governor, the first in history of Nigeria, without giving anybody 1 naira, without even knowing any of the judges. Got the court of appeal. It was the same thing. I always tell people, the person who read the lead judgment, I saw him 2 years after. It was a history report that I saw somebody who came and tapped me from the back and said, if you were not doing well, I've regretted giving judgment in your favor. Eventually, I went to Supreme Court, got interpretation. I've already given up and packed my suitcase and went back to London. And one day my phone was ringing. They said, Supreme Court have returned you. I've never met anybody from Supreme Court. So when I now hear what is happening now, I said, maybe it's a different Nigeria. Because if it was now, there was no way anybody would have listened to me. And people like Chief Uweche were there. And I wonder what he will be thinking about our judiciary today. But it's our country. We have no other country except this one. And we must not bequeath our children. We must make it work for them. And I'm sure Chief Uweche, wherever he is, will be praying for a better Nigeria, for a better judiciary.
I was with him when he passed. I came down, I didn't even know he was ill because he bore it so well. And he came to see me and we saw he was quite ill and he gave us the bad news about the state of his health. So I was visiting him daily. On that day, I went to 8 o'clock mass. After mass, I would have gone home and then visited him later. But I said, no, I must go there and see him first. I got there. He was in a bad state. His rosary was beside his bed. I took it up. I rolled it round his thumb and my thumb, and we're praying together. After a while, his lips stopped moving. After a while, his eyes closed. With time, he began to cool off. But I continued saying the rosary because I knew he was still alive. I knew there was life in him. And we went on until the body cooled off, until the ambulance came and announced to us that the good Lord had called him. It was difficult, but I said, God, thank you that he didn't suffer very much. He was praying when he passed. What could be greater than that for a Catholic to be saying rosary when he passed? And I'm really, really grateful to God.
It didn't come to me as a surprise that he chose to read law and became a legal luminary. Now, the family, as you know, started as going through the normal routes that families go. Our parents were called to glory. Then Brother Ralph became the head of the family. And then he in turn was called to glory. And Brother George became the head of the family and held the family together and led the family. Now the Lord has called him. And I would say we'll miss him sorely.
And all judges spellbound while expounding complex legal principles. Undoubtedly, Chief was a mentor to many of our mentors in the profession today. Chief stood for ethics and made legal practice enviable for anyone to be persuaded to it. No doubt, the Lagos branch of the NBA deemed it fit, as far back as 2010, to bestow on Chief the Legal Excellence Award. With sad hearts, but with complete submission to the will of Almighty God, we are gathered here today to honor a veritable Iroko of the legal profession, a distinguished senior counsel, elevated to the rank of senior advocate in 1993, and appointed a member of the Board of Ventures in 1990, and of course a life venture in 1998. Chief in his lifetime was undoubtedly a legal colossus by any ramification.